else wants to come play, but we can make something happen. Um, so the floor is yours. Just start peppering me with questions.
I'm just looking for, better lead generation. Um, Wes suggested going on Zillow and finding renters that you see a trend of it was for sale, now it's for rent, or just renters in general, reaching out to them. But driving for dollars, that's a lot of gas money I don't have. And
Right.
so I was just trying to be oh, I was like, I'm an Uber driver, so I was trying to connect with other Uber drivers,
hmm
that kind of thing. So
and I mean, Wes gave a great point on that. So you may not, I guess, kind of virtually driving for dollars. Start pulling, your Zillow, your Realtor.com. Start pulling up properties like that in, put your criteria, max 300 sale price, city, Frederick, bedroom count three, one and a half, two, whatever, and then pull up everything. And then under the tabs, there isn't a button that says show me the oldest stuff first. They do that by design. They're not stupid. So I go in and I click newest, and then I scroll all the way to the bottom of that list. And sometimes it's like 15 or 20 pages deep. But to find the old inventory, set your parameters for what you're looking for, and then hold on 1 second. There we go. I'm starting to learn how to use a computer again. Um, so shoot, what was I saying?
that to newest and then scroll all the
Oh
way
yeah, yeah,
down.
yeah. So put your criteria in, click the newest, so everything's on the front of that page, and then scroll all the way to the bottom. And sometimes you'll have to go, 20 pages deep just to get to the stuff that's been sitting there the longest.
Okay.
From there, then um, it has the listing agent's contact number in there. So you can reach out to the listing agent directly. You can run them through PropStream, Privy, skip tracing with whatever service you want to use. And
Deal
then
sauce. You don't like deal sauce?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
I actually use a site called the Invest Nest, and it's more like your prop streams and your privies and probably deal sauce as well is they're 100 to 150 bucks a month. You can, and it's mass produced data. Nothing wrong with that at all. And for super high level people, that's exactly what they need. For what I do with stuff is more along the lines of I'm doing one or two things at a time. I'm not a wholesaler, so I'm not trying to do, 50 deals a month. I'm looking to do, 5 to 10 deals a year, maybe. And if it's multi, then it's probably even less than that. So I like the Invest Nest because it's more of a, I guess, like an entry level type thing. It's all
Okay.
the same. It's all the same information, but it's like half, if not more than half the cost.
Nice.
Um, and full disclosure, I am an affiliate with them. So if you use my discount code, you get 1 week for free and 50% off your first month. One of the things I like about that a lot, that site, one is very detailed, but two, they have skip tracing included in that monthly fee. Now you're not going to load a list of like 100 and then, skip trace each one of those. You're doing it one at a time. So taking that same philosophy that you were looking at through Zillow or Realtor.com, pull them up, and then what I would do would be run them through the Invest Nest, analyze everything, and see, what they paid for it, when they bought it, roughly what their mortgage payment is. Did they pay all cash? Are they in pre-foreclosure? Are they in trouble? Are they this? Blah, 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 all the things. And you can skip trace them right there and reach out directly. Now, me being a
Okay.
realtor, I can't reach out to them directly because they're already listed with another agent. Out of state, it really doesn't matter, but it's more of just an internal thing for me. But you don't hold a real estate license, so you can call whoever the heck you want, whenever you want.
Somebody was suggesting if I became a realtor that you have like a network program where you can, like, let's say I know Bob and Betty want to move to Texas, but they don't have a realtor. If I refer them to John out in Texas and like sign some referral, like do referral paperwork, I can get a commission on that
Yeah, if you're an,
transaction.
it's a referral. I actually just did one of those over the weekend. One of my listings here in Damascus going to closing in a couple of weeks. He's going to go rent somewhere short term, I guess, but he's looking to move to Delaware, somewhere down by the beaches. Well, I have a friend down there who is an agent. So I shot a text, "Hey, are you around? Are you taking referrals?" "Absolutely. Are you kidding me?" And we BS back and forth for 5 minutes. "Hey, here's this person. Are you good with a 25% referral fee?" "Absolutely. Send the paperwork." "Great. Cool." They went and looked at houses on Sunday. And if I didn't know somebody, for example, your Texas example, now I do know people in Texas, but just say it's an area I don't know, then yeah, I can scour social media. I can scour the Remax network, um, because up until recently, it was the biggest company in the world, real estate. Um, but yeah, we call it the intranet. So it's like the inner circle, so to speak. But yeah, we can go on and pull agents to send referrals all the time.
You always
Referrals is some
establish
of
the
my best
paperwork.
business. What's
Oh,
that?
okay. You establish the paperwork ahead of time.
Yes. No different than getting, a listing signed before you start marketing the house for sale, or if you're working with a buyer, you get the buyer broker agreement signed before you start showing houses. So, and there again, it's a trust factor. I've sent referrals and I've been burned and never heard a thing from them until years later. Like, "Oh yeah, that person you sent me was great. They helped me out." And at the end of the day, I'm glad my client was taken care of, but I'm never sending that agent another referral.
Yeah.
And it's my fault for not following up. I can easily point fingers, but at the end of the day, it's my client. I'm the one that sent it, so I'm the one that should stay on top of it. Kind of.
So about a property that I have been trying to access the owners here in downtown Frederick. I've skip traced, I've emailed the numbers that are on file, I've sent texts to the numbers that are on file, I've left voicemails, and I even did the snail mail because it's an LLC, and the LLC registered agent is like registeredagent.com or something like that.
Right.
So what do you do from there?
Finding LLCs is very hard.
I mean,
Very,
all
very
those
hard.
other numbers that it like came with, it looked like actual personal emails associated with the people in some fashion.
It
Nobody like just
it's
not responding.
probable, yeah, but say most of the time, and I've run into that. There was a 6 unit building that I was chasing that delisted, and I tried reaching out. It was an LLC, and I got nowhere. Called all the numbers, sent all the emails, and I got nowhere. Um, Not to say that it's not possible. It's just a lot more difficult when you're dealing with a company versus a an LLC. I do know there's people out there that know how to crack that. I'm just not one of them.
I mean, I've been talking to the neighbors, the people next to them. They
Yep.
were like, oh, I think my landlord might know that landlord. I was talking to another owner across the street, and then like the people that live and rent, they're renters on either side. I mean, I'm just like trying to talk to everybody that walks by that place to see because I really want it.
Right.
But and I mean it's just sitting there. It's completely empty. I mean, it's like that's the one I told you the door hardware was missing on
Yeah.
the lock. So I mean it looks like someone, well, the neighbor said the owner is in West Virginia somewhere and they paid someone to come out and fix it and it just flopped. And so it just looks like a demolition inside, kind of, but I want it. But I mean, it's livable. I mean, I'd fix it up as if anyway, so that's beside the point. But okay, I'll keep
And
trying
maybe
to
even
pursue.
just post a note on the door.
Their mail's piling up. Nobody takes
So
their
yeah,
mail.
nobody's
They're
checking
getting
it.
violation notices, things like that.
Well, for
Um,
that, I would call the city, um, call the city on the violation list. Like, hey, I'm calling about 123 Main Street. I see you got a violation here for not mowing their grass for 6 months.
okay.
Um, would it be possible to obtain that property?
The property,
Because if they
what?
file a violation, then yes, it's similar to like a tax lien. So if the
Really?
city puts a lien on it, you can buy that lien
Okay.
and then foreclose on the property. Now you just have to pay off the mortgages, any liens or anything like that, but it's possible.
Well, their taxes have been paid through last year, but I don't know what this year's going to bring. Um,
Right. And again, I'm not an expert on this, but if you buy a subordinate lien, as long as you're, this is my rough knowledge, but as long as you're willing, ready, and able to pay off all the other debt, then yeah, you can foreclose. No different than like an HOA can foreclose. They generally don't because they're not going to pay off a mortgage to get, $2,000 in late fees.
Share with me, Chris, lease option, a lease to buy, I guess, rent to buy,
Yes.
however you want to say it. That
Yep.
seems to be my best point of entry right now in life to a
Yeah.
property.
Mhm.
But it seems like, okay, so one person shared terms like, and I don't remember what the full property price was. I want to say around 400,000, but it was basically 2,800-ish per month with like 300 going toward principal and
Mhm.
then a 3-year balloon. But if you're it's I guess I'm not really a big numbers person, but when it comes to that, like how do you really look at, like I don't want to be so upside down on the property from
Right.
paying. How do you is
So
there like a little
at least with options, I do know. So this I am kind of an expert on, so I can help you there. So there's multiple ways to do a lease with option. I've done them to where, they're putting more, rent's 25 and they're paying 28, 300 goes into a separate escrow account to build up your down payment, which is awesome. And if you don't perform, you don't get that money back. The owner gets it. If you do perform, then obviously you're using the sellers as a savings account.
they also, let me add, they also wanted a 10 grand deposit.
Not shocking. Um, I mean, it's on average that I believe the national average is like 7,500 of an option fee.
Okay.
Around here, I've been successful with a $5,000 option fee. Um, and that is non-refundable. That is a fee to essentially put you in first position to buy it and sets the price.
That does not go toward the property price at
And
all.
in mine, no. If
Okay.
somebody structures it differently, then yes, it can. And that's where it comes in, like the agent side. People are like, oh, they'll ask a question. I'm like, well, who am I representing, the seller or the buyer? Because my answer is going to be different for either one. So if I'm representing you on this lease with option, then I'm going to put it, hey, this option fee is going towards the down payment. If I'm representing the seller, I'd be like, heck no, don't put that. No, it's a fee, not a deposit.
Got it.
So it's how you structure your paperwork, but also what you call it. So if you say deposit, now it's a deposit. If it says fee, then it's just a fee.